This is a fantastic story, fellas. Two Yankees playing in the house that Ruth built, both going after his record. It's great for baseball. Holy cow!
There it goes! Back to the ball! It's gone!
Maris comes over from Kansas City, first year with the team. He beats Mickey out for the MVP. You're telling me Mantle wouldn't be pissed off that Maris doesn't have something to prove? How about the home run record? You think we got a shot at the debate?
I think if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Mickey.
It's pretty amazing the guy can play at all, considering how much pain he's in.
Maybe if he took better care of himself, he wouldn't be injured so much.
It's a tough time not to have fun.
You're the right one to want, Sam. The fans love this guy. They love him.
How come Maris never smiles? He's having the season of his life and he looks like a zombie out there.
Number 7. It says 80% of the fans are rooting for Mickey.
Well, I guess that seems right.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe I'm not a New York kind of guy, Sam. I'm just some dumb redneck from North Dakota.
As for the M&M boys, I'm told there's a feud growing
Are we
between
feud? Yeah, I guess so. It's on TV. Yours.
Well, there's a couple of huckleberries out there letting Roger know they don't want him to break Ruth's record. Can you believe this? They're booing him in his own ballpark.
Why's it gotta be they've only got room in their hearts for one guy?
I don't know, sweetheart.
You guys are all over him day and night!
A film by Billy Crystal.
You're like a movie star to these people, you know. But me, if I don't want to talk about things and I just want to play ball, what does that make me? Make me the bad guy? There's no bad guy, bro.
Thomas Jane. Barry Pepperell. 61.
Well, I figured since we're getting close to opening day and Major League actually got 70 views, why not do another baseball movie? So let's see how the movie 61 goes. The HBO, I don't know if it was a hit or not. I should have looked that up. But anyways, so I will review 61 right after this.
Hi, I'm Roger Maris. You know you can get baseball trading cards free on Post Cereals. A whole bunch on every package, with rundowns on the 200 top Major League stars. So get Post Cereals and start collecting your baseball trading cards now.
Just a little bit better!
Hey, Johnny! Post Cereals have free baseball trading cards. Free baseball cards? Yup, right on the packages. Here's Post Alphabet. And there are also on 9 other Post Cereals. You just cut them out of the back. Hey, you've got 6 simpler cards on Alphabet. And here's Mickey Mantle. He's my favorite. Why? He can really shed those blinds.
Well, kids, baseball season's here again. And with Post Cereals baseball trading cards, you can get a rundown on all your favorite players.
I'll trade you big glove, Freddie Matthews. What did he hit last year? 325. All right, I'll trade you. How many stars can we get? 200.
That's the pitch, kids. 200 different major leaguers in color. So start your day a little bit better with Post Cereals. And start collecting your free baseball trading cards today.
Well, I hope you enjoyed those wonderful commercials. I figured since I'm doing the movie, since I'm reviewing the movie 61, I might as well show you what Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle actually looked like in case you didn't know. This is a legit commercial. These really were what they did, and it was obviously the real players. So I tried to get them both together in a hot dog commercial, but I couldn't find it because they formed the M&M Corporation because they both had endorsement deals at this time when they were both going to break the record. So, anyways, so the movie 61, which is directed by Billy Crystal, who is a huge Yankee nut for that matter. He had an actual Yankee bleacher seat in his house, and that's how he got the colors of the seats in Yankee Stadium to look just like the ones that were in 1961. So imagine how much work that actually took to paint all of those seats. Now, this wasn't the real Yankee Stadium that they had in the movie. This was actually filmed in Detroit. So it was the Tigers Stadium that they had portraying Yankee Stadium. I don't ask me why they did that, but that's just the way they did it. So this was a HBO movie. This was not in theaters. And from what I read, this was a well-respected drama. I didn't know because this movie, when it came out on DVD, it wasn't $20. It was actually dirt cheap. It was $3 to buy this new, and it was $1.50 used. Yeah, I went with $1.50. So, Billy Crystal did direct this. He did a really good job of getting the details right. He even got the right deodorant that was used by the players. How he got that, don't ask, because I don't know. So he did cast this properly. He got Thomas Jane to play Mickey Mantle. Thomas Jane was in The Mist. He was in Deep Blue Sea. You have seen him before. And Barry Pepper was in Saving Private Ryan. He was in We Are Soldiers, and he was also in Enemy of the State. Uh, Chris McDonald plays Mel Allen, who is the voice of the Yankees. He was in Happy Gilmore. He was in Quiz Show, Flubber, Grumpy Old Men. You've never heard of him either.
Never seen any of those.
Oh my goodness. You've seen Grumpy Old Men. Okay. I guess you haven't seen him. He must have been in something. Oh well, we'll get back to Chris McDonald in a minute. And then there's also Bob Gunton, who was in the Shawshank Redemption as the warden. He was in Broken Arrow. He was in Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. Patch Adams. No, no, and no. Okay. Donald.
I just say yes to the first one.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Donald Moffat is the commissioner. Ford Frick. He played Lyndon Johnson in The Right Stuff. He was in Regarding Henry. I did not think you saw any of those. And he was also in Clear and Present Danger. So he has been in a couple movies that I have seen. He started out being a Shakespearean actor. And then Jennifer Crystal, who is Billy Crystal's daughter, played Roger Maris's wife. And I'm trying to think if there's and Michael C. Hall plays Whitey Ford. And we know him from The Breakfast Club, Johnny Be Good. He may have been in 16 Candles. Somebody comment on that if I'm wrong. And he was also in National Lampoon's Vacation. You must have seen that.
Which one?
The first Vacation movie.
Which one's that?
The one where they go to Wally World?
Yeah, you made me watch that.
Okay, I made you watch that. She liked it.
No,
So
I did not. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm not going to work out well.
Well, Skip liked it. He perked up. So anyways, this is a very, very simple story. Both two Yankees are trying to break Babe Ruth's record. The 61 does have an asterisk by it because what they decide is that he broke the record, but he didn't. They tried to separate the seasons because Babe Ruth, I believe it was a 154 game season, and they changed it to 162 games. So they said it was unfair to the Babe if they broke the record in a different amount of games. Just a little bit unfair. So, and Babe Ruth, now, he broke the record on beer, hot dogs, and peanuts. And Roger Maris did it plainly on Camel cigarettes. And Mickey Mantle did it on lots and lots of booze and lots of women. And of course, McGuire and Sosa were going for this same record in 1998, which is what they show at the beginning of this movie, which I'm going to show in a couple seconds. And of course, they did it. We all know they did it with steroids.
Why do you use steroids?
Well, they were all doing it. So I mean, if you could make more money hitting home runs, that's really what it came down to.
What does that do with taking steroids?
Well, they all did it. Well, it was just to hit more home runs. Well, it bulks you up. You put more weight behind the ball. it goes farther. Sammy Sosa hit a monster in one of the playoff games that I have. It was pretty cool to see the ball go that far, but then you found out why he did it, and then it just killed it. I was like, this doesn't mean anything anymore. So
So I don't watch baseball no more.
no, I don't watch anymore because that's all they do. They either hit home runs or they strike people out. So no hitters are no longer special. So yeah, that's part of the reason. It kind of killed it a little bit. So, anyways, so 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 moving on to the story here. Well, that does kind of tie into it, but it didn't really get off topic that much. Roger Maris is really sort of pulling ahead of this home run race, and a lot of the fans did not like him because one, the media twisted his words, and it really made it like he was taking shots at Babe Ruth, which I don't have a problem with. But but some of the fans back then did. So I mean, he wasn't really a great guy either. So I don't want to hear it. How Babe Ruth was, he was no saint by any means. Um, and Mickey Mantle was the fan favorite because I mean he did grow up in the Yankees farm system, so a lot of them probably watched him when he was young, and they watched him grow. Where Roger Maris came through a trade, he doesn't really talk a whole lot. He's quiet, so let's punish the poor guy. He got death threats. He got more death threats from what my dad told me, who is a Yankee fanatic. He said that he got more death threats back then. Remember, this is the 60s, than Hank Aaron. And Hank Aaron was a African American player who broke the most career home run hits. And he broke Babe Ruth's record also, just with career hits overall. He had 715, and he got less death threats. So yeah, that was a little bit surprising to hear that. So Roger Maris he got threats in the mail. I think they called his house to ransom that they were going to kidnap his kids. So he got a whole bunch. So now I'm going to show the first clip, and it is pretty much how the Maris family handled somebody else breaking a record. So I will show you that clip in just a second.
The Cincinnati Reds as Matt McGuire looks on, wondering if this is the at-bat. Tuesday, September 8th, and Mark McGuire moves one place in front of Roger Maris. Down the right field line, is it enough?
Well, this is Roger Maris's wife, who had some little heart hiccup when she was in the limo going to the stadium. And the Maris family was invited when McGuire and Sosa were having this home run race. McGuire started to run away with it, so they started to travel with him around. So so then she's watching the game in the hospital, and yes, I sent you a little teaser there. As he was hitting the ball, then it showed a flashback of going to Roger Maris catching a ball in front of Babe Ruth's monument in the outfield. For those who don't know, the monuments were actually right in the outfield of the stadium at that time.
Where are they now?
They're at the stadium, but they're not actually on the field. I thought it was kind of silly to have monuments in the outfield when you have to run in the outfield and catch a ball. Bobby Mercer actually got lost. He actually lost a ball in between the monuments in the outfield. So I mean, I never understood why they would have them there. It looked neat, but for outfielders, it would be a nightmare for the home or the away team. So it does show Barry Pepper putting his glove in front of the Babe Ruth monument, which I did find kind of funny. So it kind of shows that, yeah, he's going to be chasing him throughout the whole movie. So, and a funny story that I forgot to tell at the beginning of this is Thomas Jane lied during his audition when when he said that he could play baseball. When it was time for him to play, he did not know how. He could not catch a ball and he could not bat. So this just made Billy Crystal's job a little bit more challenging. So now everybody else that did audition did okay. I guess Barry Pepper really did know how to play. This was an HBO movie, so some of the other players, if you saw the show The Wire, you would recognize them. I never saw the show, so I did not. So if you are Wire fans, you will notice a lot of the Yankee players were in the show The Wire. So, so So moving on, so I am going. This is opening day here. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to show this movie. They make a huge deal about this being opening day, and opening day of baseball is coming up. So I am going to show the scene of how the fans and the sports writers take to Mickey Mantle, and you'll see the sort of pressure that Roger Maris has to deal with this being a one-sided race. And I will show that clip in just a second.
Opening day, big guy. Opening day. Big deal. Holy cow, she's won.
You're the right words to want, Sam. The fans love this guy. They love him.
What the hell does he eat?
So this is Mickey Mantle taking his batting practice, and apparently they're trying to start a little feud between Maris and Mantle. That feud really didn't happen, considering they were both living together at this in the 1961 season. Eventually, they start living together. It takes one little incident in a hotel for that to happen. So, do I know for sure that they live together? No, but I think Billy Crystal would have got that right since he was a complete Yankee fanatic. So, I guess the media did. I guess the one myth in this movie is that the media built up a competition between Mantle and Maris, and that really didn't happen. Um, no, the next clip I'm going to show is Maris receiving his award, and the reason why I'm showing this is because Babe Ruth's widow is actually presenting the award. So I'm trying to show at the beginning of this how big of a deal that Babe Ruth is, even though he's been passed away for a long time. He is still very, very, the fans really did attach themselves to this guy. So I am trying to show that as much as I can. So I will show you that clip in just a second.
Commissioner of Baseball, Mr. Ford Frick.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the house that Ruth built. As I stand here this afternoon, it is impossible not to think of the Babe, not to feel his presence here, even now. It is more to present to you the Babe's widow, Mrs. Claire Ruth. She will present the award for last year's most valuable player. Mrs. Claire Ruth.
I lost my little spot. Is it when he's in batting practice? Oh, wait, or is it the MVP? Ah, okay. Okay, so moving on. Sorry I lost my spot there. So this is the commissioner of baseball, Ford Frick, and Mel Allen, played by Christopher McDonald, is introducing him. And if you notice, even back then, the commissioner gets booed. I know, I know, I know. It is so funny. But I'm telling you, anytime you boo a commissioner, he is laughing at you right back because you're still buying tickets and you're buying merchandise. So the more you boo him, the richer you're making him. So you can keep laughing. That's up to you. But you just sound ridiculous. So moving on. So then Claire Ruth presents the award, and if you notice, she has the figure of a hippopotamus. And well, she does. And, and she's just waving to the crowd like she's special. She never hit any home runs. She's presenting an award to somebody else. But what award did she ever win? Just that fur coat that she has? I wonder how many seals it took her to eat to make that fur coat. So, anyways, so Roger Maris. Yes, yes, that was the last one. I promise. So Blubberbutt presents presents the award. I had to get the last one out. So then, and Roger Maris is actually accepted well at this time. He did win the MVP, but from what they said, it was a very close MVP race between Maris and Mantle from the year before. So it is pretty interesting. So Roger Maris wins the MVP. But Mickey Mantle is still obviously the fan favorite from the reasons that I told you at the beginning of the video. So I will now show the next clip of where they decide to shake up the lineups a little bit because Maris is in a little bit of a cold slump and they're not really winning games. So let's just see what happens when they decide to shake up the lineup a little bit. I will show you that clip in just a second.
I want to switch around the lineup, shake things up a bit. I'm going to move Roger to the number 3 spot even before you leave. The way you're swinging the bat lately, I figure you'll see some better pitches that way.
Rob, I really don't think you need to do that. I'm starting to feel better out there. I'm going to come out of this thing.
Oh, I know. Let's just give it a shot and see what happens.
Whatever's best for the team.
Progress! It's progress!
Well, this is where they kind of shake up the lineup. So Maris is sliding into Mickey Mantle's spot. Now, for those who are maybe new to baseball or don't understand the strategy of it because they don't explain it anymore. So with Maris moving into Mantle's spot, he's going to be seeing a lot more fastballs. So that means he'll have a better shot of getting home runs. And Mantle will be getting a lot of the off-speed stuff. So slower pitch. Obviously, the ball doesn't travel as fast. It can, but it just, your chances of hitting a home run are just not as good. So that's just what they decide to do, shake up the lineup. Obviously, Maris likes it, but at the same time, he doesn't really want to make somebody else mad. So they just kind of go along with it. So let's see how that works out. So I will show the clip in just a second.
16 layers. That's a good thought. Here it comes. Okay, Roger steps in. Boy, he needs a hit. Ran over there on deck today because Roger's batting in the third spot. And Kubek leads off first. And there's Richardson inching off second. Ralph Hopp's jumping the lineup today to get Maris started. Phil. Now here's Frank Larry on the mound. He looks Richardson back. And here's the pitch. And there's a line drive in deep right center field. This could be in between them. Richardson will score. It's off the wall. Maris rounds first. Digging for second.
Well, obviously it worked. So Maris got to see some fastballs. Obviously he got the hit. And then the alarm. Oh, no big deal. Just means it's 5 o'clock in the morning. So, anyways, so Mantle ends up getting walked. That's not what people really want to see. So, well, the opposing team does, but people watching it at home. And by the way, these games, most of them were in the afternoon. So even the World Series were. So, anyways, so after this game, I'm going to show you the way that Mickey Mantle acts out of baseball. So I will show you that clip in just a second. Well, this is Mickey Mantle in New York City. This is why he does not want his wife and kids there. Mickey likes to have fun. Having the family life in New York wouldn't really go over too well. Let's just put it that way. He is obviously he's drinking and he is having some playtime after that. So yeah, that's I have to make it as clean as possible. So that's kind of what I just did. I just kind of glossed it over. And Billy Crystal did show that he was that he was an excessive drinker and a womanizer, but he really did keep it. I'm not going to say G rated, maybe PG-13, but he went above and beyond what they're actually showing in this movie. So let's see what kind of trouble he gets into and how broke Whitey Ford actually becomes because of Mickey's little behavior. So I'll show you that in just a second.
Fine, sweetheart, listen, thank you very much. Okay, yes, you can, okay, Bob? Please make sure she gets home. Okay, yeah. Yo, it's a hell of a parking job you did there, pal. Thanks, Claire.
Well, is this how you would like your car to look? It's not. It's not good. It's in very, very, very bad shape, and I mean like a bad wrestler bad shape. This thing is. This is like a Lex Luger right now. So he crashed his car because he was drinking. Drinking and driving at this time wasn't as it wasn't really abnormal. It actually happened more than it should have. And yes, he's giggling, and Whitey Ford pays off the girl, but then he also pays off the mechanic. And then when they go back to the hotel, he pays off the hotel guy. So Whitey Ford probably paid for stuff at the restaurant, and now he's paying for stuff to clean up Mickey Mantle's little mess. So it kind of affects every single team member in some way. And what happens, what really set this off is Bill Cerf, played by Chris Bauer, said that Joe DiMaggio was throwing out the first ball, and him and Mickey Mantle and DiMaggio had a little outing. So what will clear up that whole pain is pretty much alcohol, lots of it. So because he had a lot of alcohol, he's hungover for the next game, and he doesn't perform well. So this does affect the team. So what do they decide to do? I'll show you in the next clip.
We like it. There's a Chinese place up here, laundry right next door, deli around the corner, delivers food anytime we need it. Perfect location, Meg. 15 from the city, half an hour from the state. All is it. Got air conditioning, dining rooms in here.
My God. I'm trying to think. Oh, yes. Okay. I know where we left off. So this is the apartment of fun. Bob and Roger are renting this place. They invite Mickey in. Obviously, there is a shortage of everything here for Mickey. There are no real nightclubs. They also have a policy of no women. So yeah, Mickey's about to be a domesticated dog. Let's see how this works out. So the next clip I'm going to show are the sports raiders or sports writers, or should I say the AKA Fun Police. So they are pretty much going over the record. So this is a scene that unfortunately I really do have to show because this is showing that they are pretty much favoring Babe Ruth over pretty much these two guys. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Separate records? What are we doing here? And we can put an asterisk in it, all right? To show the difference, you know what I mean? Why not? You know, otherwise it just would not be the end of the page.
Gentlemen, thank you for coming. I have a...
Well, this is the sports writers here, and they put the little asterisks in front of the number if something is broken, and this goes for any record. So the sports writers put the idea in the commissioner's head, and the commissioner went with it. So the season goes on, and the home run is now becoming tight. I believe Maris has 53, which is very impressive, and Mantle has 48. And Mantle actually hurt his arm. So we will see how he does hitting a ball with one arm. I will show you that clip in just a second. Well, somebody is. If this was happening today, let's just say I think my lovely bride to be would be rooting for Roger Maris, despite what the papers say about him. Clearly, Mickey Mantle is
a douchebag.
There we go. So, and we will find out why in the next clip. But he did manage to hit this ball out with one arm. And again, I would like to look into this a little bit. I don't know if this was overly exaggerated. It might have been, but it was
Doesn't matter. So douche.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is it's impressive to do that if he actually did it. Even though part of the reason for his muscles breaking down is because of his excessive drinking. That does have something to do with it. So I will show the next clip of what Mickey Mantle does with his arm after the game. So I will show that clip in just a second.
What are you doing up? Oh, you know, I couldn't sleep.
This is Mickey Mantle's womanizing, so he does try to do it in this place that is supposed to be domesticating him, but Roger Maris is right there. So his baseball wife catches him in the act. So now Mickey Mantle does do the right thing, and he sends her off. But this does end up being a little bit of a fight between him and Maris. So now Mickey Mantle does explain that his grandpa died young, his dad died young, so he thinks he's going to do the same. So that's why he drinks and has this excessive fun after the baseball game. And then there's that. So maybe Mantle should have had somebody maybe yell at him a little bit more with this behavior. So like I would do something like that. So now Maris is taking some heat now. He's feeling extra pressure from fans, from the media, and now he's getting some letters. So I'm going to show a couple of those letters in just a second.
I look pretty good there. Yeah. Yeah, you never been. Jeez. People are stupid sometimes.
So here are some of the letters, and Mickey Mantle is pretty much saying, that people are stupid sometimes. And believe it or not, I don't know how many sports fans watch my YouTube channel, but unfortunately, I know a little bit about how these athletes do get death threats. If you watch any of my shorts, just watch Super Bowl 25. And that man actually left Buffalo just because of maybe one fan taking things too far and actually taking a shot at him. So these things do happen. What?
Who was that?
Scott Norwood. He missed a game-winning kick in the Super Bowl 25.
Yes, because one person's fault that the team loses the game.
Yeah, see, I watched the game, so I pretty much know that Yeah, that really wasn't the case. So
That's what I
people really have to watch the whole game. Other things made me much more mad than that kick. But moving on, this stuff does actually happen. A lot of these guys really do get death threats. And you can take what you want, but a threat is a threat, and a million people won't do something, but that one person might. So it is a little scary at times. So I will show the next clip here. This is a fictional part that is coming up, but you'll get the idea. So I will show you that in just a second. Well, like I said, this part didn't actually happen, but it was pretty entertaining, and it did get the point across. These people tried to scare him any way they could.
entertaining.
Well, for a movie.
I will love the punishment.
Well, the security took care of that guy. So, again, this didn't really happen, but this just shows you how nuts fans could get. And something like this could happen. I mean, I've been at several football games where similar things did happen. Baseball games too. I went to one minor league game where somebody was mad at the umpire and they threw a big jug of Gatorade water at him. So, yes, things can happen, but this didn't. But like I said, it's great for Hollywood and HBO. So I will show the final clip of Roger Maris and if he hits that home run or not. So I will show you that clip in just a second.
Here's the windup.
Well, this is the final clip, and normally I don't show the ends of the movie, but let's face it, you knew that he pretty much got the home run record, but there is more to this movie at the end of it, so I didn't really spoil too much. So Roger Maris did do this. Now the shocking thing is there was only about 23,000 people there to see it, so that is sort of the end of that. And then the ball was worth a little bit of money. I think it was worth $5,000. So so there was a little bit of a cash prize for whoever caught the ball. So now what happened with McGwire and Sosa was a little bit different. If anybody caught that ball, it was worth a lot more. So yeah, the McGwire ball was worth quite a bit more money. If he broke the record, you'll have to watch the end of the movie to find that out. So this is the movie 61. So this was I thought that Billy Crystal did do a good job casting it for the most part. I wish the Yogi Berra was a little bit different, and I wish they showed more of them. Whitey Ford was actually it was a well casted guy for that role. The sports writers really were the most important part, so those guys were casted really well too. Yeah, they really were. I hate to say it, as much as I didn't like Artie, it was actually a perfect actor for him. He was annoying. He was a nuisance. Milt was really good because he was more of the nice guy. He actually rooted for Maris the whole time. Actually, he was unbiased because he rooted for Mantle as well. And then the old guy, the Sam Simon, was he was kind of the old annoying whitehead guy, kind of stuck in his ways. And the commissioner was a typical commissioner. He was a pain in the butt. So the cast I have to give pretty much a B plus too. It was really a well casted movie, and it
Why
was.
are we grading the cast? We never grade the cast.
Well, I'm grading it this time. I'm trying to explain my grading here. And the director Billy Crystal did a great job with this. Hold on, I'm almost done. Don't you worry. So the acting was good, the directing was good, the whole story was actually really good too. So, and this being an HBO movie, it obviously didn't go to theaters, like I said. So I would have to give this an A minus. Well, it's not my fault. Oh, I thought you did. Now that I am being quite generous with this grade, though, I'm not going to lie. There are going to be people that are going to disagree with me because this only got 2 stars in the paper, and this did cost $3.50 new at FYE, which kind of tells you something right there. And I bought it for $1.50 used. So and now I don't know how they really price this stuff. I don't understand it myself. But this is a movie I do recommend. Do I recommend watching this with a family? Absolutely not. This has an R rating for a reason. The language is bad. There is obviously excessive drinking. There's no nudity, but you get the point. There is womanizing, and kids aren't going to understand what's going on. So this is really not a family movie, but it is one that I do highly recommend for people that like baseball, that like drama, that like the Yankees. They're going to watch this. So comment below, subscribe if you want, and thank you for watching.